सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहैः। ओम शांति शांति शांति। ओम गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णु गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरु साक्षात् परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। ओम सच्चिदानंद रूपाय विश्वोत्पत्त्यादिहेतवे तापत्रय विनाशाय श्रीकृष्णाय वयं नुमः। निगमकल्पतरोर्गलितं फलं शुकमुखादमृतद्रव संयुतं पिबत भागवतं मदसमालयं मुहुरहो रसिका भुवि भावुकाः। अचतुर्वदनो ब्रह्मा द्विबाहुरपरो हरिः अपाललोचनः शम्भुः भगवान् नारायण भगवान् बादरायणः। ओम नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ॐ योऽन्तः प्रविश्य मम वाचमिमां प्रसुप्तां सञ्जीवयति अखिलशक्तिधरस्वधाम्ना अन्यांश्च हस्तचरणश्रवणत्वगादीन् प्राणान् नमो भगवते पुरुषाय तुभ्यं। समस्तदेवताभ्यो ऋषिभ्यो मुनिभ्यो गुरुभ्यो नमः। श्रीमद्भागवत महापुराण आचार्येभ्यो नमः। परब्रह्मणे महाविष्णवे ब्रह्मणे सनकादिमुनिभ्यो नारदाय वेदव्यासाय शुकब्रह्मर्षे सूतमहामणये शौनकादृषिभ्यो अत्र्यादृषिभ्यो प्रह्लादादिभक्तजनेभ्यो मत्स्यावतारेभ्यो नमः। अस्मद्गुरुभ्यो नमः। ओं श्रीकृष्णपरब्रह्मणे नमः। श्रीमद्भागवत महापुराणम् एकादश स्कन्धः मुक्तिः हित्वा अन्यथा रूपं स्वरूपेण व्यवस्थितिः। अथ विंशोऽध्यायः। श्रीभगवानुवाच। Wholeheartedly let us salute the entire Bhagavatacharya Parampara and also our own Guru Parampara and the Lord in all forms, especially the 24 avatars that are there in Bhagavat Purana. Our salutations to all the great bhaktas whose stories continuously inspire us. We are in Bhagavatam Mukti Skandha Adhayanam. See, there are three types of sadhakas who are very, very highly evolved. Risen above all the identifications, attachments, they are deep in their contemplation, meditation. They are the other type who are very initial entrants. They are only at the level of doing some puja upasana. In between are few who have understood tattva little but not completely, who are rising above the worldliness but not completely, want to do sadhana, want to get rid of all the inner things but not able to. Such people are the ones who suffer more. And they need continuous, constant guidance and inspiration till they go to the top level. Though this particular chapter 20 caters to all the three, but the special attention you can feel and see for the people who are in the middle category, that is you and I. That is why, if at all you ask, Swamiji, prescribe one chapter of Bhagavata for regular study, like Bhagavad Gita. 15th chapter is enough. It includes everything if you can thoroughly study. In the same way, Bhagavata Mukti Skandha, though every chapter is beautiful, wonderful, but this 20th chapter contains all the paths, all the sadhanas in those paths, all the next levels in that paths, and how and why the earlier ones have to given up. Most importantly, those who are in this central stage of not able to totally give up and rise above, nor who are able to, give up sadhana also. To such people, this chapter gives all information, all encouragement, all inspiration, all the guidance. Take my word. Of that, maybe 10-15% we will be able to study, discuss. But remaining, you thoroughly study this chapter. I can really assure you, all your inner doubts get dispelled. Encouragements will come from the Lord from within. Special, beautiful is this chapter 20 of 11th Skandha. So we started seeing yesterday. Let us chant once again. We are up to the verse number 14. So let us chant from verse 12. Swarginopyetamichanti lokam nirainastada sadakstatha साधकं ज्ञानभक्तिभ्याम् उभयं तत् असाधकं न नरः स्वर्गतिं काङ्क्षेत नारकीं वा विचक्षणः न इमं लोकं च काङ्क्षेत देहावेशात् प्रमाद्यते एतद् विद्वान् पुरा मृत्योः अभवाय घटेत सः अप्रमत्तः इदं ज्ञात्वा मर्त्यम् अपि अर्थसिद्धिदम् छिद्यमानं यमैरेतैः कुरुतनीडं वनस्पतिं खगः स्वकेतमुत्सृज्य क्षेमं याति हि अलम्पटः अहोरात्रैः छिद्यमानं बुद्ध्वायुर्भयवेपथुः मुक्तसङ्गः परं बुद्ध्वा निरीह उपशाम्यते नृदेहमाद्यं सुलभं सुदुर्लभं प्लवं सुकल्पं गुरुकर्णधारं मयानुकूलेन नभस्वतेरितं पुमान् भवाब्धिं न तरेत् स आत्मः यदारम्भेषु निर्विण्णः विरक्तः संयतेन्द्रियः अभ्यासेनात्मनो योगी धारयेदचलं मनः धार्यमाणं मनो यर्हि भ्राम्यद् आशु अनवस्थितम् अतन्द्रितोऽनुरोधेन मार्गेणात्मवशन्नयेत मनोगतिं न विसृजेत जितप्राणो जितेन्द्रियः सत्त्वसम्पन्नया बुद्ध्या मन आत्मवशन्नयेत एष वै परमो योगः मनसः सङ्ग्रहः स्मृतः हृदयज्ञत्वमन्विच्छन् दम्यस्येवार्वतो मुहुः साङ्ख्येन सर्वभावानां प्रतिलोमानुलोमतः भवाप्ययावनुध्यायेत् मनो यावत् प्रसीदति निर्विण्णस्य विरक्तस्य पुरुषस्योक्तवेदिनः मनस्त्यजति दौरात्म्यं चिन्तितस्यानुचिन्तया यमादिभिर्योगपथैः आन्वीक्षिक्या च विद्यया ममार्चोपासनाभिर्वा नान्यैर्योग्यं स्मरेत् मनः यदि कुर्यात् प्रमादेन योगी कर्म विगर्हितं योगेनैव दहेदं हः नान्यत्तत्र कदाचन स्वे स्वेधिकारे या निष्ठा सगुणः परिकीर्तितः कर्मणां जात्यशुद्धानाम् अनेन नियमः कृतः गुणदोषविधानेन सङ्गानां त्याजनेच्छया जातश्रद्धो मत्कथासो निर्विण्णः सर्वकर्मसो वेददुःखात्मकान् कामान् परित्यागेऽप्यनेश्वरः ततो भजेत मां प्रीतः श्रद्धाळुर्दृढनिश्चयः जुषमाणश्च तान् कामान् दुःखोदर्कांश्च गर्हयन् प्रोक्तेन भक्तियोगेन भजतो मास कृन्मुनेः कामा हृदय्या नश्यन्ति सर्वे मयि हृदि स्थिते भिद्यते हृदयग्रन्थिः छिद्यन्ते सर्वसंशयाः क्षीयन्ते चास्य कर्माणि मयि सर्वे मयि दृष्टे अखिलात्मनि तस्मान्मद्भक्तियुक्तस्य योगिनो वै मदात्मनः न ज्ञानं न च वैराग्यं प्रायः श्रेयो भवेदिह यत्कर्मभिर्यत्तपसा ज्ञानेन वैराग्यतश्च यतो योगेन दानधर्मेण श्रेयोभिरितरैरपि सर्वं मद्भक्तियोगेन मद्भक्तो लभतेञ्जसा स्वर्गापवर्गं मद्धाम कथञ्चित् यदि वाञ्छति न किञ्चित् साधवो धीरा भक्ता ह्येकान्तिनो मम वाञ्छन्त्यपि मया दत्तं कैवल्यमपुनर्भवं नैरपेक्षं परं प्राहुः निःश्रेयसमनल्पकं तस्मात् निराशिषो भक्तिः निरपेक्षस्य मे भवेत् न मय्येकान्तभक्तानां गुणदोषोद्भवा गुणाः साधूनां समचित्तानां बुद्धेः परमुपेयुषाम् एवमेतान्मयातिष्ठान् अनुतिष्ठन्ति मे पथा क्षेमं विन्दन्ति मत्स्थानं यद्ब्रह्म परमं विदुः इति श्रीमद्भागवते महापुराणे पारमहंस्यां संहितायाम् एकादशस्कन्धे विंशोऽध्यायः। ओम शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः। Om Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama, Shri Bhagavat Sharanam Mama, Shri Sadguru Sharanam Mama, Shri Suta Sharanam Mama, Shri Shukadeva Sharanam Mama, Shri Vyasa Sharanam Mama, Shri Narada Sharanam Mama, Shri Kumara Sharanam Mama, Shri Brahma Sharanam Mama, Shri Vishnu Sharanam Mama, Shri Parabrahma Sharanam Mama, Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama, Sharanam Mama, Sharanam Mama, Shri Krishna Govinda Hare Murare, He Nath Narayana Vasudeva, Shri Krishna Govinda Hare Murare, He Nath Narayana Vasudeva, Shri Krishna Govinda Hare Murare, He Nath Narayana Vasudeva. Om Mukhaṁ Karoti Vācālam Vangum Langhayate Girim Yat Kruvatamaham Vande Paramananda Madhavam Sarge Satye Ch Kailase Vaikunṭhe Nasteyam Rasaha Atah Pibantu Sadbhagyaha Mama Munjadagare Jada. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Shri Krishna Parabrahmane Namaha. Srimad Bhagavata Mahapuranam एकादश स्कंधा मुक्तिरित्वान्यथा रूपं स्वरूपेण व्यवस्थितिः अथ विंशोऽध्यायः श्री भगवानुवाच. So, by God's grace, we are trying to listen and understand this Bhagavatam 20th Skandha spoken or given by Bhagavan himself to his great devotee Uddhava. So, what are the sadhanas to come out of our all outer difficulties along with their base roots or the causes? And for all our outer difficulties, the causes are inside in terms of our bad knowledge, bad convictions, bad attitudes, and bad practices. How to change all of them, and what are the good actions, good attitudes, good understandings, so that all outer inner problems get subsided. In technical language, it is called as the Punarapi Jananam, Punarapi Maranam, Samsara Nivartanam. How can we achieve and how we can establish in that Mukta Sthiti? That's Moksha Sthiti. Mukta Sthiti is called Shreyas somewhere, Nirvanam somewhere, Brahma Jnanam somewhere, and Nitya Ananda Anubhava somewhere. Whatever words they are used, there is a stage beyond this realm, world of more efforts, less happiness, more problems. Shastras indicate to us thus as a goal as well as the means. And we can't leave the study of Shastra, otherwise, we will be not exposed to that possibility of a higher stage, having reached where we are away from all these samasya. In fact, for all humanity, first they have to know the ultimate goal and and focusing on that ultimate goal, whatever the immediate long-term goals we can chalk out, we must and stick only to that. As we were speaking in some other classes, maybe this only yesterday day before, the pipeline way of living life. So yesterday we have seen the mantra number 10, how completely gave us the sadhana. And in this, if you have any doubts, you ask your Guru Acharya and get cleared. But these are ultimate words given by the Krishna Mande Jagat Gurum, the Acharya of the entire universe. And he doesn't give it to trouble us, cheat us, bind us. He only gives us to bring us out of all bondages, troubles, and miseries. So that faith we must have in Krishna. So Krishna, faith in him, and Krishna words, we have to faith in them. Still, some of them can be cleared the doubts through the discussion, some by one's own contemplation. But many of the doubts go away when we experience it after practicing. So practice it, you only will know. You have to see to believe it, as it is said many cases in spirituality. You have to do it and get benefit. Till the benefit comes, you do it, and benefit definitely comes. That is what is the faith we have to have. Yaya vastu upalabhyate. That's the shraddha by which the vastu you get it. See that? Swadharmastaha. Very clear. You stick to your swadharma. Train yourself like that. Shreyan swadharmo vigunaha paradharmat swanushtitat. Swadharme nidharam shreya paradharmo bhayava. It will come even in future shlokas. So swadharmastaha means established in swadharma. Includes what? doing definitely the Sadharma, definitely not doing the Paradharma. Into that we have to stick. Now, as we were saying yesterday, you have to understand what exactly our Swadharma. We need to spend time, we have to mature in our intellect to consult Shastra and Guru and become very clear. अब विषय ही समझ में नहीं आया, I don't learn how to drive, then my driving very chaotic to me and others. So to knowing Swadharma is like knowing driving. Then only you can start sadhana. It's the first sadhana. Swadharmastaha. The one is not in Swadharma is never become spiritual. Second one is yajan yagnaihi. In that yajan yagnaihi, all the prescribed spiritual practices of yagna, yaga, upasana, ityadi, you can have. All of them are helping us to focus on Lord so that we are protecting our mind from entering into the enchantments of the world. Even when you do the yajna adi, there will be lot of results out of it coming, because through yajna you are propitiating. Lord is very happy with you, He will bless you. So all those results also we should deny. Therefore, third one is anashi kamaha. Swadharmastaha is removing all our gush and force of activities. Yajan Yagnaihi is invoking for us grace of Lord, as well as we are tuning to the divinity. We are tuning to the presence of the divine Lord. Anashi Kamaha, we are not creating new vasanas, tendencies in us. See, imagine what will be the heart of that person who is Anashi Kamaha. Anashi Kama is not desirous of any of the kamanas of this world or that world. Though it is very tough, we are listening to theory. When it comes to practice, slowly, little by little, we conquer all these tendencies, all these forces, all these the kama, krodha, the vikara. पहले subject पूरा आप समझो. So, in this very chapter, as I told you in the introduction, when we go to sloka number 30, 35, Bhagavan himself will explain what to do at that time where you know yet you are not able to conquer your desires. You know it is wrong, and yet how? All that beautiful tips as they are given in this chapter, nowhere you will see. But now first understand. Swadharmastaha yajanyagnaihi anashi kama. See that we become like that. Take 6 months time establishing these three. And while doing so, how much ever it's tempting or threatening, let us not involve in anyat. Anyat is the nishiddha karma. See, anyatna karma nadan, anyatna acharet is dropping all the nishiddha karma. Anashi kamaha, all the kamya karma dropped. Swadharmaha, doing swadharma, therefore all the obligations, debts are cleared. Then yajan yagnaihi, by which we are doing the naimittika karma, worshipping the Lord, and in the scheme of this total scheme of the evolution, as I told yesterday, as we said yesterday, in the grace of Lord only, the one who is doing the yajna to the Lord in various ways, whatever possible, he will get the purity of heart. In that pure heart, the jignasa of Lord or the desire to have a darshan of Lord, both, either of them will be born or both of them. Then he starts getting into a sadhaka mold. This is how it happens. Unknowingly it happens if you follow them, and knowingly if you do them, then you are knowing also consciously what you are doing, what benefit you are getting. It's so beautiful it is. Then we saw asmin loke vartamanaha swadharmasto anagha shuchihi jnanam vishuddhamapnoti madbhaktim va yadruchaya. It looks to be a 32 lettered one simple anushtup the shloka of 2 lines and 4 pada, but in that only the crux is there. This is the essence of all Vedanta, all Shastra, all sadhana to be done. First, asmin loke vartamanaha. While living in this very world means what? Don't postpone it to next life. Don't imagine that some other time will come with more conveniences, then I can do it in a better manner. That all are only imagination, mind cheating us in this way. Another way of cheating by the mind is what? Definitely. Am I not saying that we will not do sadhana? मन कहता है हमसे जरूर करेंगे, but पहले involve in this enjoyment, in that earning, involve in this type of power and position. And if all of them are done, let us do some seva to the world. Let us do some type, no, some reformations. These are all the cheatings of the mind only, by which it denies us to go into the Adhyatmic sadhana. But in the Adhyatmic sadhana, we have to rise above the mind. Mind doesn't like it. Whose mind? It is my mind only. My mind doesn't like it means what? I who is habituated to the identification of the mind, that mind which is this way identified, habituated, I myself won't like to go beyond. तो मैं ही रहता हूँ, ये कोई है ही नहीं है। मैं खुद ही मेरे हायर बुद्धि का जो भी सजेशंस है उसको न्यूट्रलाइज करता हूँ लोअर माइंड से। Inner mind, lower mind, outer mind, or higher mind, you can call it as, or lower mind and the higher intellect. Higher intellect's proposals are denied by the lower mind's suggestions. It tempts you, it frightens you, it threatens you, finally, it creates doubts. In this way, our own lower mind never allows to go to the sadhana. So, asmin loke vartamanaha means this. Don't postpone for some other time. And when everything is going well, at that time you do. When everything is sixes and sevens, it's difficult because you have to manage the situation. Asviloka Vartamana already includes, as it comes in the next two shlokas, then as a human being only you can do it. Take that challenge upon yourself. I am human being. I am educated this way by the Guru and Shastra. And they say that it is possible because they are also human beings. They have achieved it. So I'll take it as challenge and I will also do. What is the doing here? Understanding and denying whatever to be denied. Doing what is supposed to be done. Thus, see my own conscious evolution. मैं करूँगा. That's the meaning of Asmin Loke Vartamana. Again, Swadharmastha. More than doing Swadharma, not doing Paradharma is important in spiritual sadhana. Because when start involving in Paradharma, it is so endless that it will go on pulling us totally away from. उससे हमें बच के रहना. Like in general life also, whether we do good or not, but don't do the bad. Whether do punya or not, but don't do the papa. As we don't know, is it not? Because उसका असर जो है, not only the form of giving dukkha to us, but it will take us far away from the truth. Therefore, swadharmastha. Now, this has a lot of things to be explained. One or two I'll touch. In this world, million things are there to be done. We can't do everything. But without doing something also, we cannot be, we should not be. Therefore, we have no choice not to do, and we can't do everything. We have no capacity to do everything. Therefore, what exactly is to be done, that particular making the demarcation as to what exactly to be done for my own evolution is called as dharma or swadharma, which is prescribed by the Shastra. Like which medicines, which tonics I have to take among whatever is available in the medical shop chemist is decided to me by my doctor. He tells this is your energy level, capacity, or the disease. So this is the medicine, this is the tonics. Is it not? In the same way, the swadharmastaha is the only thing we have to do. You can't do everything in this world. So many are there, millions are there. And some of them may be better than what I have to do also. But that's not to be done by me. This is the one which I have to do. Therefore, I have to do this only. Like Arjuna says, I'll give up Yuddha and go for sannyasa and sadhana. That is better than Yuddha, actually. But not for you, not at this time. That is why Kutastva Kashmalamidam Vishame Samupastitam. Where from it came, that also is wrong time. That's how the Bhagavad Gita starts. Krishna's teaching starts with that objection only. Where from you got this weakness inside and wrong time. Vishama Paristhiti, where you are supposed to fight with a lot of inspiration, you say, I'll go and take Bhiksha. Sreyo Bhoktum Bhiksham, although he says it little later. Clear? Swadharmastaha, Asmi Loke Vartamana Swadharmastaha. Then the result of that should be Anagaha and Shuchihi. Okay, all the papa karma should go away from us. Papa karma prompting all ashuchis from our heart should go away. The ashuchi is kamana. Then the agha is the kamana prompted papa karma. So simple, direct. Desire is the impurity. Desire prompted unrighteous action is sin. Avoid both of them. So swadharmastaha, doing only that, not allowing the mind to have the ashuchi thoughts of desire, and not involving the sinful action of doing adharma or any of the papa. This is what we have to be very conscious about our every movement. And he is watching from up above what this jiva's maturity in understanding, and with that all matured understanding, how he is conducting. Accordingly, the ratings, the marks, the future of ours is decided by the one who decides. This we have to very conscious about, and don't think it is impossible. First thing we have to avoid is this higher life of sadhana, where you have to give up the lower things, is impossible. Isko chodo. It is possible. It is made possible. That thought that I can make it possible, I will make possible of today. If not today, maybe after 10 lives or 5 lives, or in this very life after 20 years, it will make. Having classes every day, 2 or 3, it was going on in the mind. So it took some 10 years, but then at least it is becoming possible now, no? How many of us thought it is difficult to study big texts like Bhagavad Ramayana and Adhyatma Ramayana, Tulsi Ramayana, and this Upanishad series? But as we thought it is possible, it can be made possible, and small little doses we started, it has become possible to us. As the gross the doings of this sort have become possible, so too the weeding away of all the negativities from us and sowing the seeds of all positive sadhana also is possible. We can, we must. Gurudev's slogan. Please remember always that. So, asmin loke vartamanaha swadharmastaha anagaha shuchihi. So, note down these things. These are the expectations from the Lord. These are the ways by which I become qualified for the higher. I have to stick to that. I have to digest all these things with their meaning and all, and let me live only that. और आसान नहीं होगा, जरूर आसान नहीं होगा. नो बडी नो वेयर सेज दैट इट इज easier, rather it is said that it is like surasya dhara. It is as tough as walking on the razor's edge. There's no easy ways. Just like in the world also, it's not easy to earn money, it's not easy to have friends, it's not easy to win in elections, not easy to do your own vyapara. Nothing is easy in this world, but it had to be made easy. Like that makes it easy to reach and take its food of sugar. It's not easy for it. कहाँ आपने वहाँ डब्बा रखा? Oh, from that house slowly, ting ting ting, it smells it and comes. It was not. It is easy for it. It made. And how many times while climbing the wall it fell? Only the ant knows. But it never gave up. It went on, went on. It achieved. Small ant can get, if tries, the costly sugar. Big man cannot get even a salt if he doesn't try. Swadharmastha. Asmin loke vartamana swadharmastha anagha shuchi. If you live life like this, when you are no more involved in the papa karma, when your antakarana is free from all the kamanas, you are fully doing your own swadharma, then in the setup of the things only, the thing happens in your heart, you get jignasa to know the Lord, you get devotion. Or that spare time or the pure heart will definitely will attract such type of satsanga or any mahatmas, listening to which the new seeds are sown for jnana and bhakti. That's what Bhagavan says. क्या हुआ ज्ञानम विशुद्धम आपनोति मद भक्तिम वा यदृच्छया. Yadruchaya means consequentially, slowly, steadily, either the deep devotion to me will come or the shuddha jnana about the paramatma tattva, like you and I. Because our sincerity, we are slowly getting convinced about the presence of that Vishuddha Ekameva Advayam Brahma Tattva. So much of Shastras we are listening every day. That's the purpose of that. Our purpose of all our morning, evening classes is only these two, three. One is knowing that the truth is there. I have to realize that. En route, I need to take the help of all the gurus and the devatas through the Shravanadi, through the Upasana. To establish in this only, we are doing satsang. What about our role in the world? We'll conduct according to our dharma, and whatever little punya karmas are done can be done in the interest and service of the world as per the time's demand or as per the convenience or requirement. We do without any phalapeksha. That's how our scheme of life should be very clear. स्वधर्म किया, सेवा किया, पुण्य किया, गुरु के प्रति श्रद्धा से तत्व सुना और भगवान के प्रति श्रद्धा से उपासना करके उनके अनुग्रह से तत्व पाने के तैयारियां करते गए. दिस इज आवर लाइफ. दैट विल हैपन, ही सेज. ज्ञानम विशुद्धम आपनोति मद भक्तिम वा यदृच्छया. And once that bhakti comes to the Lord, slowly you intensify your bhakti sadhanas that leads to the total Sharanagati. In the Sharanagata sthiti, we can see Yogasya Mahamyam, in which everything required for Vyavahara is given by the Lord, everything required for Sukhananda is given by the Lord, and even the spiritual evolution also he takes care. All that again will be told in the future shlokas. Or the Jnanam Vishuddham Apnoti is you are exposed to Upanishads, you are not only listening, but you are doing your own study at home, and your heart is understanding and accepting it. Even you started even on the seat of meditation, remembering those sentences and trying to ponder on that. This is the great, grand, glorious beginning. Once we are consistent in that, those meaning of the Upanishads, the Upanishad Rishi, the Shruti Mata, around such person will always be there to protect and empower. And I can तो very clearly tell whether you believe it or not, मैं तो देखता हूँ भाई ऋषि गुरु देवताओं की कृपा से वो ध्यान हम कर पाते हैं. And those words themselves have the tremendous power, and those words themselves have the perfect meaning, and these words themselves are the experience. So the power meaning slowly leads us to the experience. The empowerment, the meaning of the words through the contemplation takes us to the experience again, which is indicated by that word. What is the word? Aham Brahma Asmi, the sentence. Jnanam Vishuddham Apnoti Madbhaktim Va. Now, what we have to be very careful about it is what without Vishuddha Jnana and Bhakti, we will continue to be in samsara. And what pushes us into samsara is Ashuchihi Agaha Paradharmaha. You have to understand the other way also. The Ashuchi, the impurity of heart, always having kuch na kuch kamana. And then to fulfill that kamana, aghaha, doing what is not supposed to be done. Because we are engaged in fulfilling the kama karma, we are not doing the swadharma. Therefore, we never become fit for the jnana and bhakti. We will be more and more into the samsara of janma. We are, and that's what he said in by Yamadharmaraj as well as in Krishna Gita में कि ऐसे लोग मेरे कंट्रोल में आते हैं. Then I will put them in different janma marana. Yamadharmaraj says in Kathopanishad, such people come under my control. I have to. But those who are seekers, I need not control them. They are going towards the Lord. Vashamapadyate me. Is no me vashamapadyate. Those who are not following the Shreya Marga and those who are not following the Sampraya Marga, those are into the Preyo Marga, Punah Punah Vashamapadyate me. It is said. Shreya Dhiro Vipreyo Vurnite, Preyo Mando Yoga Ksunte, the Sampraya Pratibhati Balam, all that. न साम्प्रायः प्रतिभाति बालं प्रमाद्यन्तं वित्तमोहेन मूढम् अयं लोको नास्ति पर इति मानि पुनः पुनः वशम आपद्यते मैं जो यमराज हूँ मेरे वश में आते हैं तो उस जीव को उस देह से ले आना उसने पाप किया नरक में डालो पुण्य किया स्वर्ग में डालो फिर वहां को ह्यूमन बीइंग में भेजो इट इज व्हाट इज सब्जेक्ट टू माय कंट्रोल ओनली विल नॉट राइज अबव मी. And this is what we have to deeply contemplate. First of all, before entering to the deep contemplation of the truth, to make that contemplation fruitful at the lower level, to do the contemplation very strongly, deeply, we have to sort out our mind intellect at this level. Just like before you buy a land, first thing you have to do is that land legal? Is it not all the papers are correct? Is it documented properly? Has it got properly surveyed by the government? And government ने उसका properly layout किया क्या? You know, when you first ensure them, then you go for your bargaining, then buying the registration, all that. In the same way, in spirituality also, first we have to be very clear at this level. First point is what? Through Vishuddha Jnanam and Bhakti only there is Mukti. Second is that needs a qualification. The qualification is Shuchi and Anagha. Shuchi Anagha we become through continuously living only the life of Swadharma, not Paradharma. Conversely, when the Swadharma is not done, the Paradharma is done. Instead of Shuchi, we have full of Ashuchi in us, and our life is full of Agham. We will never be qualified for Bhakti and Jnana. That means what? You may sit in the class, you may study books, but all that is external. It is not going inside. Okay, inside the thick layers of this Agha, Ashuchi, and Adharma are there. First of all, he will not have desire to enter into classes, satsang, spiritual. Even if he, by virtue of some reason, he comes, the knowledge will not enter because this. Therefore, we have to open all those three gates of removing the ashuchi from the life of desires and all. Ashuchi means kama, krodha, all negativities. As well as the agha, the sinfulness of the life, and then not doing paradharma, doing only swadharma. This clarity, and this clarity appears to have come to us. But again, once we are aware of this knowledge, the opposite of this overpowers us. And we follow that. After doing that, we have done the mistake or committed sin. उसके बाद फिर से ये ज्ञान याद आया तो क्या फायदा है उसका? Like Ukraine and Russia now sitting to discuss about the peace of the world. इतना सत्यानाश करके अब माफ करते हो बेवकूफ. Okay, at least this will stop the further destruction. From last 23 days, so much of destruction is done. Entire country is smashed only pura. In the same way, having done all the negative, if you sit now to discuss about, उसका क्या फायदा है? That's why these are the Shastras of our Bhagavad and all Bhagavad, Bhaki Puran, भी कहो, Vedanta Grantha, they are such a foolproof guidance, you cannot improve upon them, they are the best. It's only you have to improve to understand the bestness in them. That love you must have for studying Shastra. मैं तो कहता हूँ जितना मेरा शास्त्र अध्ययन गुरु उपासना भगवत उपासना doing sadhana as indicated by Shastra and Guru. Other than that, there's no other work or profession we should take up. In all this, why Guru Kripa? Adhyanam Shastra. Leave this Shastra as a support, then we'll be getting carried away by everybody's any opinion or our own opinion. मेरे भगवान कृष्ण जो ब्रह्म स्वरूप है, जगदीश्वर है, जो अवतार पुरुष है, he is giving me this guidance. Why should I look here and there? This is sufficient for me, in fact, to understand, practice, and reach out. That's how we have to tune ourselves, empower ourselves, strengthen ourselves. And in this, everybody is there only to disturb. Only few people are there who want to encourage us. Disturbing people को side पे रख के, encouraging people के मदद लेकर, we have to become stronger and stronger in this. And he is now explaining Asmin Loke Vartamana. Why is it so as a human being only? Because Swarginopi tamichanti lokam nirainas sadhakam jnana bhakti vyam uvayam tat asadhakam. The human life alone is the sadhaka to give us liberation through the sadhana of bhakti and jnana. And other lives of Swarga and Naraka, Ubhayam tat asadhakam. Those situations, those places, those equipments, those all the surroundings never allow us for doing sadhana. No, I am telling you comparatively, don't misunderstand. It's only example. You cannot do sadhana in Somalia, you can't do sadhana in America. Somalia is a place where you don't have food to eat also. It's like Naraka. And Swarga, the America's places are so wonderful like Swarga. You enjoy it so much, you don't feel like doing sadhana. You can do sadhana only in India. क्योंकि दोनों मिलता है इधर. And in India, all Rishi Munu Guru are there continuously. I am giving just for the example's sake. In the same way, in the Naraka, you are suffering the yatanas of Naraka. In Swarga, you are enjoying the Punya Phala. In both cases, there you don't want, in Sarga, in Naraka, you can't. Human is the only life where not that many difficulties are there like Naraka, not that many temptations are there like Swarga. Therefore, our mind, intellect are little better in our hand to use for sadhana. Therefore, only. And that's why he says, Swarginaha pi etam icchanti. All those who are in Swarga also desire to come to the human life. And you remember that story of this same Bhagavata in the beginning? Ki when Bhagavan Shukadev ji was starting to give Bhagavata to our Sukadev Parikshit ji, Indra Bhagavan with all devatas comes with the kalasha of the Amrita. And they say, please give this Amrita kalasha to Parikshita and give us this Bhagavata Amrita. It comes in that Mahatmyam. You know what did Sukadev ji says? You don't deserve it, you get out. And the example given is what? What is the comparison between a diamond and a glass piece? Kakacha mani kakachaha manihi katham. That is the example he gives to say that I will not give it. And the logic put there by Indra is what कि देखो ये परीक्षित मरने वाला है और मरने से बचने बचाने वाला अमृत है तो आई एम गिविंग यू द अमृत. So Brahmastrata Vicharevam, that is what comes it is. I am just seeing that shloka. This is Kwasuda, first only, it is the Prathama Adhyaya, in the 16th, 17th shloka only of Mahatmya, he says, Ki Parikshite Katham Vaktum Sabhayam Samstite Shuke. When in the Sabha, the whole gathering, Shuka sat there to give knowledge to Parikshita, Sudha Kumbham Gruhitva Eva, Deva Tatra Samagaman. All Devatas Indra came with Sudha Kumbha, Shukam Natva, did Namaskar to Shukadevji, Vadan Sarve, all of them spoke, Swakarya Kushala Suraha, those who know how to accomplish what they want. What they said, Katha Sudham Prayachasva, Gruhitva Eva Sudham Imam. Take this Amrita and give us Katha Sudha. Then evam inme jate Sudha Rajna Prabhiyatam. After this, give the Amrita to the Raja, he will be alive. Prapasyam Vayam Sarve Srimad Bhagavata Amrutam. And we will drink the Bhagavata Amrita. Then what Shukadev said? Pasudha kwa katha loke. What is the comparison between your Amrita, this Bhagavad Katha? Kwa kacha kwa manir mahan. Your Amrita is like kacha, kacha ka tukda. It's only glass piece. And this is the money only. Brahmaratha vichare evam tada devan jahasaha. Having said so, Shukadev said, you don't deserve it, get out of this place. Why? Abhaktan stansha vignaya na dadausa kathamrutam. That's why the conclusion, Srimad Bhagavati Varta Suranam api Durlabha. Bhagavad Gita is impossible in for devatas. That is why they want to come as human being. To connect this topic of Mahatmya to what we are seeing here, said by Bhagavan Krishna, ki Swarginaha api etam icchanti. Lokam Nirainaha tatha. Even Swargavasins. Swargavasins, so they say, give us one chance to be human being. We'll do sadhana and reach God. We will never do papa. But after becoming again human being, all the greedy, tempting things, we get lost. That's why up to that age of 15, 16, the children have to be fully, not only protected, more than that, should be exposed only to the culture, the tradition, the spirituality. When those seeds are maximum wonderfully sown, then he'll be taken care. Exactly opposite is done now. That he is exposed for everything else except the pure satsanga. And he reacts, he retaliates. And we become so afraid. Hey, कि बच्चा तो डर कर वो जो चाहता वही देते उसको. No, I tell you from my experience, whatever little bit swadhyaya we are doing sadhana, even little whatever, all credit goes first to my father, mother, parents. मेन यही है मेरे पीछे. You पिटा पीठ हमको ना मार मार के सत्संग में बिठाते थे. How many times we are given a slap and taken to Gurudev's class, this and that, because we said no. अच्छा बैठ तुम गाड़ी में ले जाते थे हमको. That time we used to retaliate, but now I am giving all credit to them with my salutations at their feet. Why I am saying so? After coming into human life, before the mind enters into the worldliness, let the tender mind be given all the maximum positive divine samskara. After that, all these quotations are in different language. Once that proper protection is done at the beginning stage, then the tree will properly grow, giving beautiful results for himself and others. My dear friends, it's only in human life through bhakti and jnana you can get mukti. All the narakavasins want only this, only sargavasins also want this only. And we are already that. No, instead of doing punya and papa to go to Swarga and Naraka, we must do sadhana to reach Bhagavan. That conviction should come as much as possible. Stick to that. All other things, don't worry, Lord will take care. And all this world according to morning class is only the mithya only. ज़्यादा इसको पकड़ के कितने कितने लोग आकर क्या क्या इंप्रूव करके गए, इसका मतलब नहीं कि हेल्प मत करो, बट डोंट गेट लॉस्ट इवन इन दैट. First level, we will get lost in the bhoga. Second level, you get lost in doing seva to the world. Third level, we get lost in improving the world. It's called locationas. Are? You see your own evolution, spiritual understanding, total devotion to God. Touch that Bhagavan's feet consciously. टच दैट भगवान सिचुएट पोजीशन ऑफ परब्रह्म तत्व, उसको हमें गोल बनाना है, नथिंग एल्स. देन why the swarginah and narakinah ichanti? Because sadhakam jnana bhaktivyam, through the jnana and bhakti only human life we can evolve to know the truth, not the other two. Ubhayam tat asadhakam. Then now Bhagavan gives these four slokas which are millions and millions dollars worth. This topic of next 3 4 slokas, which is in continuation of what we just saw now, is to be repeatedly heard every day till we fully get engrossed in sadhana. And this is the only thing which pushes us. Without such type of inputs or inspiration, left to ourselves, we act according to our mind intellect, which is habituated to non spirituality, and we go for it only. Reason kuch bhi dawa. With whatever reason you take poison, you will die. So, with whatever reason we go away from the spirituality, enter into the world, we are dead as sadhaka. Our human life is wasted. First thing is this one. Nanaraha swargatim kangsheta narakim va vichakshanaha na imam lokam cha kangsheta deha veshat pramadyati. Naraha vichakshanaha naraha. A common sensed human being swargatim na kangsheta. Never ask for Swarga and never do all those upasanas punyadi which take you to Swarga. Because there you get Swarga Sukha, but not the opportunity like human to do sadhana. विचक्षण को ये बात समझ में आती है, जिसको आया नहीं इज नॉट ए विचक्षण. विचक्षण मीन्स विलक्षण चक्षु हु हैज गॉट टू विजुअलाइज डीपली. What is deep visualization? There may be little standard of life better than this standard of living, but that also endful. But the mind is there wherever we go, and it will seek continuation of that, and it will seek the things higher than that. You may get it again, endless होता है उस मन का craving उसके बाद वहाँ. This is how I have to do vichakshana. Then nan swargaktim kangshes narakim va, not even do those actions by which you are sent to naraka. Third one, na imam lokam cha kangsheta. And then don't desire in this world now also to have a long life, to enjoy the things of this world. Ye bhi problem hai. Because deha veshat pramadhyati, and this topic is so huge. Yesterday we spoke for 10 15 minutes. That human body, human life is so beautiful that it has so many other arts and crafts or talents to learn and express and get ihaloka sukha. To that also we should not get attached. No, it's only Bhagavan Krishna type of people can say this, and only those who are tuned to Krishna and Bhagavan and Guru alone can understand the depth of this. Only one thought I'll share. I, the individuality, should dissolve its smallness and merge in the totalness. For that, wherever the smallness is substantiated, towards that we should not go. Whether I am a human on the earth, I am a Devata Deha in the Swarga, or any Narakayatana in Naraka, these are all the limited ego of mine. In all these, my infinite self I cannot realize. Unless I get that infinity, I cannot have the suffer. I cannot avoid the sufferings of being finite. Therefore, a guru of the highest order of Krishna level, he never recommends for Swarga or even Bhuloka for its own Sukha. He says, you always make use of the human life's opportunity only to rise above everything. So, Vichakshana Naraha na Swargam Kangsheta na Narakim. Then na Imam Lokam ch Kangsheta Dehavesha Pramadhyati. Now comes the 14th mantra. Now इसको तो आप सुनकर भगवान के जितने तालियां बजाओ, सीटी बजाओ, मालाएं फहराओ, all that is जितना भी करो कम ही है. Bhagavan says, yeah, I don't know will I be able to convey the deep feeling with which Bhagavan saying it or not. But in my understanding, the shloka 14, 15, 16, 17 are the best for us. And these all become one topic. I gave the 3 paths, each path for this person. That was the topic 1 in this chapter after Uddhava's question. In the second topic, Bhagavan is speaking about the glory of human life, how best it has to be utilized for. Then in the third chapter, third topic, he will tell us in the human being as a sadhaka to do the sadhana, both of the bhakti and jnana, where we have to start up and where we have to focus on. All that is only on our mind. About that, he will deal in a 10 to 12 slokas. It's a beautiful chapter, I tell you. Complete, मजेदार है. एंजॉय करो स्वाध्याय करके उसका. नाउ द 14th मंत्र. एतद्विद्वान् पुरा मृत्योः अभवाय घटेतसः अप्रमत्तः इदं ज्ञात्वा मर्त्यमपि अर्थसिद्धिदम्. So etad vidwan, the literal meaning is the one having known this, the one who knows it. The indicated meaning is what? The one who really clearly understands what is said in the above two slokas is a real Vidwan. Who is qualified for becoming the higher Vidwan of the Tattva or Vedanta or Shastra or Bhakti, spirituality. ये तद विद्वान मीन्स इसको जो जानते हैं वही विद्वान है. What is that? Even people in the Swarga Naraka ask for human life because only in the human life through Bhakti and Jnana we can get the Mukti. The one who knows this, he is the Vidwan. This Vidvatta he may get in one class by listening to two shloka, or he may listen hundreds of thousands of classes of all gurus of all texts. Yet, if he has not come to this conclusion, he is not Vidwan. What is the Vidvatta? Now I am human. Here only through Bhakti and Jnana I can get Mukti. It is not possible even in Narakadeha as well as Swarga. That's why Swargavasin, Naravasin also ask for this which I already am given. The one who knows this is Vidwan. What he should do then? Puram Mrutyoho. Before the final moment of death comes. मरने से पहले सीधी बात. पुराह मृत्योहो अभवाय घटेत सहा. He should work for the abhava, for that janma marana rahita mukti. He is called again the higher level of Vidwan. Don't involve in that activities because which janma marana chakkar is not avoided. Abhavaya ghateta. Abhavaya is moksha. Moksha is only by releasing our individuality and realizing our totality. Releasing our small ego and realizing the infinite ego. Releasing from the clutches of the upadhis and realizing the nirupadhika Brahma. That's called abhava. That's why abhava is moksha, opposite of that is bhava is samsara. Bhava ko samsara कहते हैं, bhava sagar, samsara sagar. That is why a highly evolved guru never blesses Sukhi Bhava, Dhanvan Bhava, Gunavan Bhava. No, he says Atma Anubhavavan Bhava. That is the highest blessing. You are already that, realize it. Abhavaya Gateta. Is your sentence understandable or not? He Gateta means should do prayatna. Gata matlab karte jana. Keep on involving in reaching to abhava means samsara rahitya means moksha through bhakti and jnana puramrutyo. So when I read this sentence, you feel the meaning of it in your own language. You know, feeling has no language, but use it to translate in your language to generate that feeling. Etad vidvan puramrutyo abhavaya ghatetasaha. Having known this very clearly, such vidwan, before the death comes, try maximum for this abhava, the mrityu rahita, janma rahita, sthiti of moksha through bhakti and jnana. How important is this sentence, you see? How logically it is developed. And it is a truth and fact. Whoever have realized it, they made use of human life only for sadhana. And this can't be told publicly, though it's a universal sentence, because there will be more reactions. But whoever are lucky ones who are listening to class, they are getting the best of the information and inspiration. Etad vidvan puramrutyo abhavaya gadesa. With whatever the insistence or force and power Bhagavan is telling out of love and compassion, same feeling should come in us. That's what Lord expects. So before I die, I must try for knowing the truth through meditation, and I must try for total surrender through bhakti. This feeling I should have. Then only all the rajoguna, tamoguna, worldliness, extraordinariness, all the things go away. The dhairyam required to conquer all of them will come only when you are convinced about this. And after all, it is our life. It is our evolution. There can never be anything more important than this. We can never justify it. It is not correct at all. In that level, even dunya bhi bahar mein jaye, we are not worried. We have to know ourselves and realize. Baki sab helping the world, sir, is all bakwas hai. That's why Bhagavan said, Sarva dharman parityaj. Sarvam tektva harim bhajet. No, that is the meaning of these sentences. Sarva dharman parityaja mamekam. The Lord who came to Dharma Samstapana, the Gita which he gave for teaching Dharma, he himself says Sarva dharma marogoli. Mamekam sharanam vraja. No, this conviction. No, only after this conviction, we have to slowly rise above all the duties, etc. In a loving, beautiful, casual, in a very decent manner by handing over it to others without any harm, without touching or troubling anyone. धीरे धीरे कम करते हुए. And whenever we talk about this thing, one thing is every day we are talking कि more than getting away from the dharma, whatever dharma for sadhana, what important is don't get caught up in the new ones, new identities, new obligations, new duties. उसमें मत फंसना. That's called ma karma phala heturvo. डोंट गेट अटैच्ड टू न्यू एटलीस्ट बिकॉज टू डू साधना उसको भी कल छोड़ना ही पड़ेगा. अब छोड़ना है तो पकड़ना क्यों? जो ऑलरेडी पकड़े हो उसको छोड़ो. दिस ऑल इन द माइंड हैपनिंग, नथिंग आउटसाइड. आउटसाइड वी आर वेरी नॉर्मल. वेर एवर वी आर प्लेस्ड, वी नो अवर ड्यूटीज, वी कीप डूइंग. साधना बाहर नहीं अंदर होता है. बाहर सेवा है जिसको अवॉइड नहीं करना. धीरे धीरे reduce it. Develop that common sense. That's what you learn through Vidyara Niti and all other texts. The common sense, wherein how much I have to do the work in the world, even as service or duty, not beyond. वो सब common sense हमको चाहिए. वो हमको उस धर्म ग्रंथों में मिलता है. वो पढ़कर वो करके अब ये मोक्ष ग्रंथों में आना चाहिए. There are karma granthas, there are dharma granthas, there are moksha granthas. Karma granthas teach us our yajnayaga to fulfill our desires. Dharma granthas teach us to do duty so that we become qualified for the Paramatma. Moksha granthas teach to the qualified person how to get the mukti through bhakti and jnana. So, how important this sentence? Etad vidvan pura mrutyoho abhavaya ghateta saha. Before death, please start and do as much as possible sadhana to become one with the truth reality. Everything else is bakwas. Your punya, your papa, nothing else. That's what nahi nahi rakshati dukrum karne. Samprapte sannihite kale. Only one will rakshati bhaja govindam, bhaja govindam. That's why 3 times he said, govindam bhaja ne to mudamate. That mudamate said here is what? Vidwan ka opposite. जानकारी है तो विद्वान, नहीं जानते तो मूढ़मति. And this is said in emotional, sentimental form in various slokas by great gurus again. And when they say that the wealth which you have earned, it will not go with you. The people you have earned, they will not go with you. बड़ा गाड़ी बंगला जो बनाया साथ में नहीं जाएगा आपका. आपका पुण्य पाप ही साथ में जाएगा और आपका साधना साथ में जाएगा. Then that is substantiated in 6th chapter. When Arjuna asked, I am doing sadhana, in between I died, neither enjoyed the world nor reached the mukti. What about my position? Very sad. Kachino bhai brashta, chinna brahminashati apradishta mahabhav vimudo brahmana prati. एतन्मे संशयं कृष्ण चेतुमनसि पार्थ नैवेह नामोत्र विनाशस्य विद्यते नई कल्याण कुत्कस्य दुर्गतिम तादगच भगवान से बाबा जो साधना किया उसके अनुसार you get like today I am with you people as audience to bond to these parents with this brother and sister with these friends relations giving me this sukha dukkha and these gurus and samsthas whichever I did all this setup is given to me in continuation of what I deserved because of what I did in the past. If I am now becoming more and more deeply spiritual, even better than the circumstances will be given. That's said in the Gita. Therefore, try maximum. Jitna pauncha pauncha. Mar gaye beech mein. It will be continued only the sadhana. Will be on the path only. There is no loss. But all other things, they won't go with us. Who knows? You and I must be multi-millionaires in our life. एक रुपए नहीं है उस समय का. Is it not? Nothing was with us. ये तद विद्वान पुरा मृत्यु अभवाय घटेत सह, और वो भी अप्रमत्तः. Abraham is being alert, being full of the dynamic sattvic guna, that you are always remembering your goal. Apramatta, uska opposite है pramad. Pramad is forgetfulness. In that forgetfulness only, all the temptations will come and we indulge in the bhoga. करते करते देखते देखते 20 साल का 30, 30 का 40, 40 का 45, 45 का 47, फिर 50, फिर 55, 60, 65, 70, 75, 80, राम राम सत्य 90. That's called pramada. No, in their text, no pramado mrutyrityaha bhagavan brahmana sutaha. No, in the sanasujatiyam and all that, they talk about pramada. And in Narada Vaksuta, Sukha Dukkha Rage Chadi Tekte Gale, Pratikshamanek Shanartamapi na Vyartham Naneyam. No, these are all quotations which tell us to be so pramada rahita, apramatta at every moment of our mind, our thoughts, our planning, our action. So much conscious. That conscious alertness is the highest price we have to pay to quickly evolve in our spiritual sadhana. Such person alone will have the capacity developed in him to withdraw from temptations or threatenings of the world and fully focus with all majority on what exactly to be done for sadhana. Apramattaha. And then he says, Apramata idam jnatva martyam api artha siddhidam. Artha siddham api idam martyam. This is a more dangerous. Dangerous means very important thing, frightening us. Frighteningly important. भगवान कहते हैं अर्थ सिद्धिदम अपि. Though, as I said in the earlier slokas, is a human life alone is the one which will give us the fourth purusharth of the moksha. But याद रखना निरंतर तुम्हारे अप्रमत्तता में कि इदम अपि मर्त्यम ज्ञात्वा. That's what I said just now. इसका भी अनंतता नहीं है, ये भी एक दिन मरेगा. इस बात को याद करते हुए before it happens, पुरा मृत्यु. No, in this seconds, पुरा मृत्यु already said. That's the goal. बट द सेकंड सेंटेंस का कहने का क्या है, इवन नेक्स्ट मोमेंट के लिए भी यू कांट पोस्टपोन द साधना, बिकॉज यू कांट से व्हाट इज नेक्स्ट मोमेंट. अर्थसिद्धिदमपि एतदपि मर्त्यम. एंड रिमेंबर, यू एंड आई वेरी पर्सनली आई एम शेयरिंग कि डोंट इमेजिन बेटर सिचुएशन देन दिस. It is the best situation where become little intelligent and apramata and find out your own ways and means to deeply involve in sadhana. भगवान वार्न कर रहे हैं अर्थ सिद्धिदम ये भी, बट याद रखो ये भी मर्त्यम है. अप्रमता इदम अपि मर्त्यम ज्ञात्वा, अर्थ सिद्धिदम अपि इदम अपि मर्त्यम ज्ञात्वा. And then I tell you, you may get again human life next, but कहीं हांगकांग होनोलुलु कहीं फायदा हो गया तो वहां जन्म लिया तो there's none of these things बाबा. To be born as human in Sanatana Dharma in Bharatavarsha, surrounded by so many gurus, shastras, temples, ऐसा वाला बार बार थोड़ी मिलेगा. हम मिलेगा, as I said earlier, taking the help of Gita, if you are fully involved into that. अगर प्रारब्ध ऐसा वाला नहीं है तो you understand? From this standpoint, I will even to become PM CM also better than this one. परमात्मा बन आत्मस्वरूप को जानना भी बाकी सबसे इंपॉर्टेंट है. अब वासनाएं आपके हैं तो यू विल बी ए सन्यासी, बट विल बी अगेन चीफ मिनिस्टर प्राइम मिनिस्टर, सो बिजी इन दैट. और दोनों छोड़ देंगे एक दिन सब. दे विल गो फॉर ध्यान. आई नो दैट, बिकॉज़ दैट इज द अल्टीमेट ट्रूथ. कोई भी कॉमन सेंस वाला लगातार देश के उद्धार में नहीं रहेगा, क्योंकि देश का उद्धार हो ही नहीं सकता, क्योंकि जितना भी करो कोई आके फिर बिगाड़ेगा वो. मेरे साधना के लिए जब तक कर सकना है मैं करूंगा. आफ्टर दैट माई फाइनल थिंग इज आई हैव टू फाइंड माय ओन वे. दैट इज मीन्स नॉट द गोल. इट कैनॉट बी द गोल. इवन भगवान के लिए गोल नहीं हो. ही कम्स डज द स्थापना ऑफ द धर्म एंड गोज अवे. इज नॉट योर परमानेंट अवतार आल्सो. That means we have to have that type of maturity to convincingly understand about the importance and necessity of evolving ourselves in spiritual sadhana. For that, human life is the only convenient thing. We are already there. तो करें क्या स्वामी जी, आप इतना सिद्धांत theory बता रहे हो, 24 घंटे मैक्सिमम टाइम अपना विचारणा शक्ति को बढ़ाओ, ध्यान शक्ति को बढ़ाओ और करते रहना, और जब कभी थोड़ा कम हुआ, ध्यान उपासना ये करो. That will be told again. Bhagavan will not leave us halfway by only inspiring us. He will also tell step by step what to do. That's the beauty of this chapter. That's why I'm fond of this chapter so much. 19वां भी ऐसा ही था, in another way unique. Took 23 days for us to study. बिफोर ऑल्सो ऐसा 15वां 16वां अध्याय भी, वो भी ऐसे ही बड़ा था. बट एक एक चैप्टर में भागवत में आप समझ में आ रहा है कि कितनी मजेदार बातें हैं. मैं तो कह रहा हूँ ये सब पढ़ पढ़ के गीता भूल रहा हूँ मैं. आई वाज थिंकिंग गीता इज सो ग्रेट. नो डाउट इट इज ग्रेट, बट इट इज वंडरफुल. इन दिस भागवत 11 स्कंदा यू हैव सो मेनी गीतास. गीता में 700 श्लोक है, तो इसमें एक 2000 श्लोक है. इट इज इक्वल टू तीन गीताएं हो गए. Yeah, now come to the next one. Key example there to inspire us. Now, what is the whole topic? Before the body falls, which is inevitable, try maximum to reach to the self. Know that before the body falls, body definitely will fall because it is martyam. For that, Bhagavan is explaining. An example first is giving and telling us. The example is giving is of a bird. What a beautiful thing, I tell you this. First example, sloka number 15, 16 example. 16 mein he will tell us about us. So 871, 17th one, he will conclude the entire thesis of this particular subject. Then one who is convinced now, they will say, Bhagavan, इतना होता है, आप ही बताओ मोक्ष का मार्ग क्या है, अब बैठो. You are fit to listen. He will tell you the first sadhana of how to control mind, second sadhana of how to focus the mind on the truth and experience the ultimate truth. This is how this chapter. This chapter can be told in so many angles with the example of so many other शास्त्रास. मैं तो बताऊं, एक साल यही अध्याय मैं पढ़ा सकता हूँ. एक साल 365 क्लासेस, एक एक पद का उसका अलग अलग एक्सप्लेन करके. That much is there in this. Okay. Now the example is of the bird. क्या है? छिद्यमानम यमैहि एतैहि कृतनीडम वनस्पतिम खगः स्वकेतमोत्सृज्य क्षेमं याति हि अलम्पटः. यमैहि means those who are the ones who are doing deforestation, काट रहे हैं पेड़ों को. छिद्यमानम, when they are cutting that paid tree. Then vanaspati means tree. Vanaspatim chidyamanam. The tree which is being cut. And on the tree which is being cut by the Yama type of these human beings, whoever they are, Kruta Needam. This bird made its nida, its shelter, its nest. When it sees and knows that the tree is being cut, on which it made its own nest, which out of so much of love and fondness and difficulty it made. What it does? When it knows that the tree is being cut, Kagaha Swaketam Utsrujya. It leaves the tree as well as the ghosla there made. Why? What is more important is Kshemam. And to go to more safe and secured place. It leaves this ghosla which is on the tree. The tree is cut. When the tree is cut, the ghosla will fall down and it will be broken, no doubt about it. What is it doing? It leaves that place because more important is Kshema. And why it is able to do and what is the essence we have to catch in this example is this. That though out of so much of fondness and love, it made its nest, it used it, it lived in it. But when the time of cutting comes, more than the nest, what is important for it is its own Kshema. Therefore, having known that it is being broken for its own kshema, security, it goes. That attitude of ability to give up, that ghosla, if you sit in that, you will die along with the tree falling. For its own security, it flies somewhere else. That attitude here called as alampataha. What a beautiful word he used. And by saying that the bird is alampata, what very subtly, sarcastically, Bhagavan Krishna hinting is if the bird can be an alampata to give up its own ghosla for its own security when the tree is cut. Are you not better than that as a human being? It is learn from the bird and don't be the lampata to the house as well as a lampata to this deha, because the Yamadutas are cutting this tree of a body. Before you die or before the tree is cut, you go to the Kshema, more secured place. And how do you go to secured place? Only through sadhana. So the example is of that bird. जो डेली पंछी शाम को आकर रुकता है वहां, अपना घोंसला है उसका. But when somebody is cutting it, it knows that it's no secure, so it will not get attached to it. It will fly away. This example is exactly opposite is given by our great Guru Dattatreya. When the children birds were caught by that Vyadha, mother also get caught up and then father also. Then all the four died. There the example was given for if you are having the Lampatattva, this is how you die like that, Kapota and Kapoti. Here also, some any bird it is, Kapota or Kapoti जो भी हो, तो उड़ जाते हैं वो. पहले मेरे को जीना है. Somewhere more safe, secure place it goes. You can observe it. It is in the Ghosla, somebody is cutting it, it flies off it. Somewhere it stands and looks at Ghosla. It can't help it, but it allows it to go. It is not attached to it to get itself died. Going to the safer and secured place is important thing here. Now example bol diya, same is happening in our life. Ahoratraihi chidyamanam. What is the cutting of our human life? The sword and action of cutting is day and night, day and night, day and night. Kala kridati gacchati ayuh dinayaminyau sayam pratah shishiravasanto punarayatah kala kridati gacchati ayuh kalonayatah vayamevayatah. Didn't we listen all of that? These are the ahoratri, that the saw is taken to cut the tree like this. So to day, night, day, night, day, night. ये मार्च 20 तारीख 19 तारीख हो गया आज, 20 22 के मार्च के 19 तारीख आ गया ऑलरेडी. 80 दिन हो गए, 60 और 19. देखते देखते भाई भी चलेगा, भाई भी भाई भाई बोलेगा, फिर 23 भी चलाएगा, 24 भी. देखते देखते हम बूढ़े होंगे, खत्म. So ahoratraihi chidyamanam budhva ayuhu. Our ayu is being cut by this day and night, day and night. Then what we have to do? Bhayave patuhu. Like the bird, out of shivering, it ran away from the bird. हमको भी निरंतर भय होना है कि मेरा आयु घट रहा है, दिन ब दिन घट रहा है, पता नहीं कब आएगा मृत्यु. इस तरह के भय से. What is the meaning of going to the kshema like the bird? Mukta sangaha. Param buddhva nirihaha upashamyati. Get freed from all the sangha inside and outside. Param buddhva, focusing only on the truth through satsang and shastra and upanishad. Then nirihaha, giving up, as said earlier, any desire of this or that world, the entire drama goes away. The individuality dissolves to discover the total, or the river of ego merges in the ocean of the self. Upashamyati. If you do it, that's a challenge you have to take. Whatever the lifespan I am given, Parikshit realized in 7 days, Katwanga realized in 2 hours. All the bhaktas realized in 5 years, 10 years. Jitna time hai, I'll do only for that. That commitment is what expected from sadhaka, and these shlokas are the ones which inspire us in that, and that is told by Bhagavan Krishna. He is not telling, मैंने दुनिया बनाया, उसमें तुमको भेजा और तुम मेरे सेवा करो, दुनिया का सेवा करो, सुख भोगो. None of them he is saying. He is saying, give up all this mukta sangha, drop all that, param buddhva, focus only on the supreme. Then upashamyati nirihaha, drop all other expectation and dissolve every individuality into the self. Your individuality into self. हो गया. अब next shloka is $1,000,000 वाला. I'll tell it tomorrow more, but today I'll chant it and explain. Beautiful it is. नृदेहम आद्यम सुलभम सुदुर्लभम प्लवम सुकल्पम गुरुकर्णधारम मयानुकूलेन नभस्वतेरितं पुवान् पुमान् भवाब्धिं न तरेत् स आत्मः. No, such shlokas. Little Sanskrit, when you know, little inclination we have, for the Shastra and Guru and Bhagavan and Tattva. You will enjoy it so much, but you will not find any words in any language to put it. फेल हो जाते बंदा. इस श्लोक को फुल बेस्ट में एक्सप्लेन करना है तो इसी श्लोक को पढ़ना है. Like that are our shastras. The best way of explaining every of our shastra is only saying the sloka as it is, because that is the way it was said in a best way by the best of the gurus. In fact, we are diluting only the power of the sloka by talking about it in English or Hindi or Telugu or any of the language. So one by one, Nrudeham, human body, Adyam, the best one, Sulabham. Sulabham means in this all conveniences are there. Sudurlabham, to gain which you have to apply, and so much of a variety of punyas you have to do to get this. Because 84 लाख योनियों में भटक 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 के फिर human life मिलता है. Then plavam, this human body is a boat. Sukalpam, all ability capacities are given in that. Guru Karnadharam. And in this boat of human life, you have a boat management, the Guru himself to guide the boat. And then Maya Anukulena Vasata Iritam, and I, the winds, are so Anukula with my grace to push that boat towards the direction, in the direction towards the goal only. Having gained which, this one, even if that human being, if he's not using such board to cross the bhava of the samsara sagara, sa atmaha, he is only committing suicide. ये समुद्र है, जहाज है, जो है चलाने वाला है, हवा भी किनारे की तरफ ले जा रहा है. Instead of sitting in that boat and slowly crossing, if somebody jumps from the boat into the ocean, what will he be? आत्मा है कि नहीं वो? आत्महत्या ही है वो. So very poetic. This is as great as the Ratha example is given in Katha and Gita, etc., to explain about all Indriyas and sadhana. Same like this. Conscious ho jao. I am Jiva. I have to cross the samsara, birth and death. The boat is the body, and the Lord, the Guru himself is the boatman. He is riding, he is driving it in the direction through Jnana Ityadi. Then the Lord, with all his grace, is working as a wind to push me to cross across this ocean. What I have to do is use this human deha, use the Guru Kripa, use Bhagavat Kripa, cross the ocean. If that is not done, you are doing only Atmahatya. So Atmaha very clearly says. And with this, when one is convinced about knowing the truth and realizing, then from the verse 18 onwards, Bhagavan starts guiding us in all our understandings, contemplations, meditations, etc. और एक एक श्लोक भी फिर ऐसा ही इतना कीमती वाला है, आप उसको कोई कीमत चुका ही नहीं सकते, दे ही नहीं सकते. But our unfortunate minds, intellects, forget this. We get again into the world. Our own worries, our own tension, our own anxieties. To get the world, get out the world, improve the world, help the world. क्या बक 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 बकवास. All life is in that only. I like the word in this is, the best one is this word in this whole topic is भयवे पतुः. भय के कारण कंपित होना. I'm going to die. My life is getting ended. 1 day is wasted. 1 hour is wasted. This watch, I kept it for this purpose only. The digital clock, whenever I look at it, one second it goes away. मुझे इतना डर लगता है, बाप रे मरने वाला हूँ. Even सोने का उठकर I do some जब रात को 2 बजे. कुछ देर बाद फिर भूल जाते हैं, सोते हैं. That is okay. But at least, all of you, I recommend get a digital clock which shows seconds movement also. Look at it every day and see how the time is oozing away. We are nearing to death. खरीद के रखना. उसको देखते हैं 13 सेकंड, 15 सेकंड, 1 मिनट, 2 मिनट, 6 बजा, 7 बजा, 22 तारीख, 23 तारीख, जैन हो गया, फेब्रुवरी का 22 साल, 23. You will see and you will get this feeling called as bhayam bhayam, bhayave patuhu. One of the reason for conducting 6 classes, even though health and all permits, this is the reason. Straight away giving up all that sit for meditation, वो कैपेसिटी अभी नहीं है मुझे, मैं तो कबूल कर रहा हूँ, accepting. If that comes and I'm praying for that to come very early, you also pray for me. I will, like you all, also kick the classes and go for my meditation. What is interested? I also will not be. भगवान तुरंत ये तत्व का ज्ञान देके, निष्ठा देकर उसमें सारे किलास विलास किलास कर दो. Let me just sit and I am designing for me that only. First, touch the self inside, experience it. First is foremost. And to get inspired about this, conviction about it, like you are the listeners, I am a speaker. Other than that, there's no difference. I'm loudly speaking and you are silently thinking or listening. That's the only difference. I'm loudly thinking, you are silently listening and thinking. But that stage to come as in as bhayavepatu. When you have to catch a flight morning 4 o'clock, how much fear you have that you don't even sleep. Not only you don't sleep, still you are alert and fine also. उठ नहा के फिर जाते हैं हम. अब if for catching flight, if you can do that, if you remember this point ki human life opportunity will not come again and again, this is the only place by which I can get jnana bhakti for mukti, we will be like that. सारे attachments, सारे निद्राएं, सारे. From this standpoint only, Gurudev says, if I rest, I rest. He never that way rested. In serving, before that in sadhana also, he never rested. That's how within few years of meeting his gurus, both, he got that what is to be gained. Our Gurudev is inspiration for us for everything. Are these not the Shastras to be studied first? If we had studied these topics 20, 30 years back repeatedly, we would have much more better way used 20, 30 years. याद रखने इस बात को. दुनिया वैसा जैसा था 20 साल पहले, अभी भी वैसा है. उस समय हम फंसे हुए थे, अब नहीं फंस रहे हैं. अब भी फंसने वाले हैं, फंस सकते हैं अब भी. You only detach yourself. This time and that time also. And others, even they have 80, 90, they don't detach. That is what their life. अपने हाथ में है. सारे लोगों को ऑब्जर्व करो, कंपैरिजन करना नहीं, उनसे सीखो, अपने जीवन को धन्य बनाने के लिए आध्यात्मिकता में एंटर हो जाओ. And keep on doing study, Mananam, Chintanam. What sadhana has to be done, it will be told. Topic is not concluded. We only just given. It's a trial. Every movie trial is shown. We get inspired to enter into the movie. If the trial is entertained and enjoyed by you, you enter the movie. And the difference between movie and this is, in the movie, the trial alone is a good scene. बाकी सब बकवास. इसमें अलग बात है. As much enchanting is the trial of inspiration, so much fruitful is the knowledge given for sadhana. देखेंगे कल. सर्वम कृष्णार्पणम. ओम पूर्णमद पूर्णमिदम पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते. ओम शांति शांति शांति. हरि ओम. श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः. कृष्णचंद्र भगवान की जय. सद्गुरुनाथ महाराज की जय. चलो आ जाओ, आदित्य हृदय पढ़ेंगे.